The fight capital of the world prepares for the greatest event in modern boxing history. Stand by for all the news, all the debate all week of Mayweather Pacquiao.
Quality stuff. Oh, beautiful punch by Manny Pacquiao.
For every fight fan amongst us, the one-time fantasy has now become a thrilling reality. A very warm welcome to Las Vegas and all the attractions where the sun will shine so brightly all week on our sport. And the Sky Boxing team's got every single angle covered.
This was the venue for Floyd Mayweather's professional debut, the Texas Station Casino, where the journey began 19 years ago and culminates just up the road at the famous Strip.
There's no doubt Mayweather's had an amazing run, but his road to this mega clash simply can't compare to that of great rival Manny Pacquiao, who's travelled halfway around the world for his moment of destiny.
Much more from Ed, Andy and our Sky Sports News and digital teams all week. Plus a whole host of talent will be dropping by, and we kick off proceedings with leading fighter and commentator Paulie Malignaggi. It's great to see you as ever. And this fight, Paulie, is bringing out the dreams in all of us, isn't it?
It really is a mega fight, 5 years in the making. People have been teased about this fight. Will it happen? Will it not happen? They've been frustrated by it. It's a fight they've wanted to see. Finally, it's fight week. It's here. The atmosphere is buzzing. The people are talking. And this week will only get crazier, Adam.
It's always Vegas, it happens, but this is going to happen on a whole new scale and level, isn't it?
Yeah, this is big even by Vegas standards.
Yeah.
I mean, Las Vegas has big fights every year. Every year we have the boxing world comes to Vegas and watches 1 or 2, 3, 4 big fights a year that people get really excited about. But this particular fight is big even by Vegas standards because this particular fight has now attracted the crossover media, the casual fan who wouldn't normally watch boxing, the crossover media that doesn't usually cover the boxing world. Everyone is talking about this fight, be it boxing people and non-boxing people. It's gripped, it's captivated everyone. And so we're at the point where now it's coming to a crescendo because it's fight weekend and people are all
And you can see
excited.
it with the ticket prices, unbelievable.
The ticket prices have gone through the roof. I mean, there are ticket prices that cost more than people's homes. I mean, it's gone crazy. The demand has been so crazy and people don't know where to go and what to charge for these tickets, and they're willing to pay anything. And you can see that just by the fact that these tickets are so expensive.
Now, since 2005, Floyd Mayweather's boxed regularly here. We mustn't forget that Manny Pacquiao has fought 11 times as well at the MGM, including big fights with Hatton and Cotto, and De La Hoya. So they're both used to this huge stage, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. And this might be Floyd Mayweather's hometown, but both guys are great because they're used to this mega stage, as you said. The event doesn't get them nervous. It doesn't break them. I think the pressure for this fight will come more from the need to get the win. The winner of this fight becomes a fighter of this generation. But the actual event, the magnitude of the fight, it's not going to break them.
Let's get to the two iconic superstars. First of all, the pugilistic genius of his generation, Floyd Mayweather, unbeaten in 47 fights.
The world's highest paid athlete and a global brand. Money May, TBE.
The undefeated champion of the world, Floyd Mayweather.
Synonymous with style, cash, an air of arrogance, and more than a touch of genius.
Hopefully someday I can be in the Hall of Fame with a lot of the great fighters, Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard. If I keep racking up victories, fighting great opponents, then someday they happen.
But the real founding fathers of the mighty Floyd Mayweather Corporation are 3 blue-collar boxing brothers, Roger, Jeff, and Floyd Sr. While Roger ruled the world, his big brother struggled, and so did his family. Floyd Jr. was born to poverty in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Taught the fundamentals of the sweet science as soon as he could walk, Jr. shrugged off his troubled surroundings and grew into a precocious amateur, qualifying for the Atlanta Olympics in 1996.
In the red corner, winning on points, Floyd Mayweather.
Controversial defeat at the medal stage cost the American dearly, turning pro with little fanfare. In just 18 fights, he was world champion at super featherweight, going on to make 8 impressive defences. More titles followed, more divisions conquered, but it was his clash with the golden boy, Oscar de la Hoya, that saw Mayweather truly arrive as a superstar of the sport. Ricky Hatton had an army behind him, but the MGM Grand was fast becoming Fortress Mayweather.
Ricky Hatton is beaten for the first time in his career, and Floyd Mayweather puts the stamp on his greatness.
There have been emotional goodbyes.
I have nothing else to prove. I'm moving on to bigger and better things.
Triumphant returns.
Who thought he'd be rusty? Straight back into his rhythm.
Shock endings. And shutouts. 47 fights unbeaten, rarely caught. Floyd has the perfect record, inside the ring at least. But away from the arena, there has been controversy. Bitter, public rows with his father, who's been and gone and then returned as a trainer. And there's been jail time for domestic violence. As cool as he is when the first bell rings, Floyd can be a volatile character when the gloves come off.
You never give me a fair shake. HBO needs to fire you. You don't know about boxing. You ain't.
But who can argue with his grace under fire? The fine mastery of his art. Self-styled the best ever, lesser arguing as time goes on.
Incredible statistics and records, and some poorly believe that Mayweather is the finest to lace them up since Sugar Ray Leonard.
Some believe that, and you'd have a good argument. You know, he's had quite an extensive Hall of Fame career, going way back to getting big wins in 2001 against Diego Corrales, even Genaro Hernandez when he won his first world championship, all the way to the more modern times when he beat guys like Ricky Hatton, Oscar de la Hoya, really Juan Marquez. Floyd Mayweather has had a career that has spanned many years and has beaten probably double-digit Hall of Famers as well as multiple-time world champions. So his resume speaks for itself.
I mean, he's been boxing since he was 3 incredible genes, obviously from Jeff and Roger and Floyd, but it's more than that, isn't it? It's the dedication, the discipline that meshes with the talent.
Yes, you know, every athlete has to have that desire to be great. You know, people see the flashy cars and the money and Floyd's arrogant attitude and think, oh, that's why he does it. You know, it doesn't matter, because all that is hollow at the end of the day if you don't have a passion to be great. The biggest thing that drives an athlete is the passion to be great. If it's just money or fame or anything, eventually that will fall apart, because you'll reach that and then you won't have a dedication. But Floyd's dedication is his passion to be great. It's clear because he still continues to be great at this age.
38 now. What about that ring wizardry, the craft, the legs? Still as good as they were, or not quite after those Maidana fights?
Well, I think the Maidana fights showed us that Floyd has aged a little bit. You know, he wasn't quite able to use his legs the same way, but they also showed us that his intelligence in the ring IQ, shall we call it, is still very high, and he's able to make certain decisions to make life very miserable for his opponents. Maybe he doesn't have the natural gifts anymore. He's aged a little bit, and he's maybe they've dulled a little bit, but at the same time, his intelligence and his decision-making in the ring makes all the difference.
It's fascinating, isn't it? From money to Manny. In part 2, we look at the Pacquiao global phenomenon.
Filipinos worldwide will be backing their sporting superstar, Manny Pacquiao.
From Sarangani Province, Philippines.
The whole country is hoping for your victory. I need to win this fight.
okay from there.
Welcome back to Vegas and our first countdown in the most anticipated fight week in many, many years. Paulie Malignaggi is part of our team throughout the ride, the journey. Paulie, just a 2-weight world champion, although well done for that. Manny Pacquiao, a 6-weight champion. Some even claim 8. Whatever the numbers, there are few fighters quite like the dazzling Filipino.
The Manny Pacquiao story is like no other. From rags to riches, with the hopes of a nation resting on his shoulders. Raised in the shadows of a country torn apart by civil war. Few could have predicted the rise of the Filipino star who once sold donuts on the street to survive.
My story really can inspire people because we start from nothing into something.
After lying about his age to obtain a professional boxing license, Pacquiao's career really took off when he travelled to the States in search of a new trainer. Eventually finding Freddie Roach at the Wild Card Gym in downtown Los Angeles.
He's a great kid to work with, he's a lot of fun, he works hard, but you know, something special about him, he's a great athlete. He can do it all, and I think he's going to be pound for pound the best fighter in the world soon. He makes my job easy. You know, he makes me look good, I swear.
Because he's a good trainer and he's the man.
Already a ferocious, non-stop aggressor, his mentor worked with his natural strengths whilst refining his rough edges. He transcended sport in the beating of Oscar De La Hoya, a task thought impossible at the time. Pacquiao jumping up 2 weight classes to dominate the future Hall of Famer.
It's all over. A famous win for Manny Pacquiao, who was quite brilliant tonight. It's a wonderful, wonderful win for the Filipino.
Determined not to leave behind the people that inspired him, he returned a national treasure, a hero to his people. A career in politics beckoned. Perhaps the 4-fight rivalry with Mexican legend Juan Manuel Marquez is what best defines him as a fighter. A series dominated by skill, speed and brutality, always entertaining. His career and legacy are defined by the challenges that he's sought. Never afraid to risk defeat. Quick to bounce back from any setback.
It's part of boxing. If you don't want to lose, then don't fight.
The movie star with a love of singing and entertaining.
Let it go, like that.
Always with a smile on his face. Seemingly no opponent too big or too tough.
I don't think negative. I always think positive. If I think positive, I make it.
At 36, the journey is almost over. But will it end with the biggest scalp of all on May 2nd?
The enthralling, endearing story and journey of Manny Pacquiao, who, Paulie, has done it all with a smile on his face.
And that's what's made him exactly very endearing. Obviously, the exciting style, the exciting fights that he's been a part of, but all the while smiling, and it's made him very approachable for the fans, and that's why people love to root for him. You know, a lot of times Floyd Mayweather with these big bodyguards, it doesn't seem very approachable, but Manny Pacquiao, always with a smile, always with a kind word to say, and I think people can relate to him, and it makes them want to cheer for him. And of course, put in the fact that he's been part of these exciting fights, and not only has he won them, but he's won them in an exciting kind of fashion, action-packed kind of fights, punching power, knockouts, going up to the weight classes. It's made him fun to watch.
The huge hopes of a nation coming up from poverty and also coming up from straw weight. It's incredible what he's achieved, isn't it?
Yes, through the and again, those yet add another thing to the fact that makes him pretty amazing. You know, people look at him and they wonder what can can't this little dynamo do? You know, he keeps going up the weight classes and he's knocked out many fighters, top fighters. You know, a lot of times people go up in weight class, they pick and choose the fighters they can take on because going up in weight is very difficult. But Manny's gone up in weight, taken on the top guys in each weight, and each time has been successful just when you want to count him out.
Bounce back from defeats as well, and part of it, I think, is this close relationship, friendship he's got with his mentor Freddie Roach. That's unbelievable in itself, isn't it?
It's unbelievable in itself because you don't see marriages through trainer and fighter that last that long in a boxing career. These guys have been together for a long time since Manny arrived in the U.S. They've thrived together. They've had success together. They've had their ups and downs together. As you know, Manny was knocked out badly in the fourth Juan Manuel Marquez fight, but showed that resiliency to come back. And that's where something gets lost as well. The human interest story is great with Freddie Roach and Manny Pacquiao. You know, Roach having been I wouldn't say a failed boxer, but not a successful boxer, and Manny coming to the forefront and giving him the big name as well, the big recognition as well as a trainer, but also the resiliency of Manny coming off the knockout loss. It's something that gets lost in the mix. People give him a lot of credit for a lot of things that he did, but the resiliency is a big deal.
And he's got the southpaw speed, movement to give Mayweather trouble.
Well, you know, the southpaw, nobody likes dealing with southpaw. It's always a different angle. You're looking at punches from an awkward spot, awkward angles that you're used to seeing. And so being a southpaw is always an advantage, and fighting a southpaw can be a bit of a disadvantage. You'd like to think Floyd has seen plenty of them and he'll know what to do, but at the same time, somebody with this kind of speed and this kind of power that in Manny Pacquiao poses a different kind of puzzle.
Pacquiao has lost 5 times in his 64 outings. Mayweather, of course, hasn't. But the last American to inflict a defeat on Floyd was Augie Sanchez, and Ed tracked him down.
45 opponents in 47 professional fights have all been hoping to provoke this kind of reaction from Floyd Mayweather. But you've got to go all the way back to 1996 for the last time that Floyd lost on American soil. We're at Barry's boxing gym about a mile from the strip to track down Augie Sanchez, who got that great win in the Olympic trials.
All right, let's go. One time. You gotta move that head, Josh, and get inside.
Augie, take us back to the 1996 Olympic trials.
One of very exciting event for me. You know, my ultimate goal was to make the Olympic team, and in the finals I fought Floyd Mayweather.
Well, it's been a better round for Augustine Sanchez in the blue gloves, but a good right inside by Mayweather.
Superb performance by Floyd Mayweather. And there's the double left hook by Sanchez. It worked there.
And that left hook paying dividends. This could go down to a final punch. And there's another left.
So you go down in history as the last American to beat Floyd Mayweather.
It's crazy.
Blue corner, Augustine Sanchez.
Well, that's truly staggering.
I knew that I started too late, and I knew I had to pick up in the third round. And I came out victorious. It's good.
So Augie, amongst all the trophies here, there's one picture in particular that catches my eye. There it is up there. What was the key to beating him that day?
Pressure, timing, and counter-punching.
There's the plaque on the wall here, 1996 US Olympic trials, USA boxing champion Augie Sanchez. But it's misleading, isn't it? Because even though you won the trials, you didn't get to go to the Olympics. So you beat Floyd, but then had to box him again in the box office.
Then had to box him again for the box off, and it was more frustrating to me that I had to fight him again.
In the red corner, winning on points, Floyd Mayweather.
A true champion bounces back, and you did.
I feel that I outboxed Augie Sanchez today. He won by 1 point, but you know, I feel I was the best man tonight.
He won, and he went to the Olympics. I turned pro.
You're remembered in Britain for that classic fight with Prince Nassim Hamed in Connecticut when you actually put Naz on the canvas.
You know, I gave him my all. You know, the outcome was what it was. It was a great opportunity for me, and I wasn't gonna pass it. When me and Floyd fought, we were actually roommates at different events, camps, so we got to know each other really well. We have much respect for one another.
Do you want him to eventually retire undefeated so he'll always have that claim to fame?
Yes. Yes.
Always good to hear from Augie, who of course gave us that thriller with Nassim Hamed. But he wasn't the last man to beat Mayweather. That was Serafim Todorov from Bulgaria at the Olympics. I was there. That was a disgrace, a robbery. I couldn't believe it when I saw it.
Well, those amateur scoring systems, man, it's been a confusion since they implemented that computer scoring system, and Floyd Mayweather is one of the victims.
I guess the guys that have come close in the professional ranks, Jose Luis Castillo, Oscar De La Hoya, Zab Judah early on, they're the ones that have given him trouble.
Yeah, even Marcos Maidana a little bit. I thought Miguel Cotto troubled him in times.
Mosley hit him early too.
Yeah, Mosley hit him early. You know, I think it speaks two things about Mayweather. One, he might be vulnerable early, so it's important for Pacquiao to get on that. And two, you either have to have a good jab like Oscar De La Hoya, and Miguel Cotto even showed a good jab, or maybe being really physical and grind him down. I think there's a combination of some things there. There's not one exact potion. Nobody's come up with it yet, but it might be a mixture of those things.
Pacquiao's taken 9 unbeaten records. He was also a big underdog against Oscar De La Hoya, so you can't read too much into that, the odds.
No, you can't. Manny is used to being the underdog. He said during this training camp that it motivates him. Last time he was the underdog was the Oscar De La Hoya fight, and we saw how that result went. He's taken all those unbeaten records. He's at 9, so a perfect 10 would really be a perfect 10 because he would take Floyd Mayweather's record if he could do it. So it makes it all the more fascinating. Two super fighters, the undefeated record on the line for Floyd Mayweather, greatness on the line for both, and so many subplots.
We'll be bringing you daily countdowns before the date etched in everyone's sporting calendar, May the 2nd, 2015. Live and exclusive on Sky Sports Box Office. For connected Sky customers, the easiest way to book Mayweather Pacquiao is with your remote control. Simply go to channel 491 if you're an SD customer, and 492 for those with HD. Booking with your remote is the only way to add the event to your Sky planner, and you'll then only be charged if you watch it. Cable customers should contact your operator. Our thanks to the Magic Man. Plenty more from Paulie Malignaggi this week. And
Viva Las Vegas.
Mayweather Pacquiao, Elvis.
Pacquiao, my friend, thank you very much. Viva Las Vegas.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Viva, Viva Las Vegas.
May 7th, the fight of the century.
This is off the scale.
This is the Super Bowl boxing.
The fight of the century.
The biggest boxing event in the history of the sport.
Defining fighter of this generation.
The entire world will be watching this great event unfold.
May 2nd, that's when the world stops. It's all about the best, fighting the best.
Boxing's undisputed top attraction, the 5-division champion of the world, Floyd Mayweather.
The 8-time world champion, Manny Pacquiao.
Mayweather Pacquiao, the biggest fight in boxing history.